Welcome, I'm Ijoma Onyato. Tonight, Senate President David Mark warns politicians planning to rig the 2015 election that there won't be any room for such. More political parties hit the road to woo voters. In Akwa Ibom, PDP presents its governorship candidate. Nigerian military replies cable news network CNN says it refuses to be blackmailed. And Britain and the United States agree to share intelligence on preventing violent extremism. On business news, leading global financial services firm JP Morgan places Nigeria government bond index on negative watch.
While on sports news, the 2015 African Nations Cup kicks off this weekend in Equatorial Guinea amidst fears of the Ebola virus as well as other concerns.
We begin tonight with another move to make the general elections violence-free. This time it's the Senate President David Mark who met with governors and candidates from the non-central zone. They resolved that politics is not a do-or-die affair, and so everything must be done to conduct a non-violent election. Our correspondent Linda Akigbe reports.
One by one, PDP governors from the north-central states and federal lawmakers arrive at the official residence of the Senate President. They are here to strategize on how to win the elections in their states and the upcoming polls. Inside the venue, Senate President David Mark says he's optimistic that the PDP would win the governorship elections in the north-central states. He, however, issued a warning to anyone with intention to rig in the upcoming polls.
We will not rig, but we will not allow anybody to rig us out also. So if anybody is planning rigging, they should think twice. It's not what we want.
The Senate President also asked political parties to ensure that elections are conducted peacefully.
But most importantly, we don't want violence before, during, and after the election. We are all committed to this. PDP want a free, fair, transparent election. Because once the election is free, it is fair, and is transparent, it will automatically be credible. Issue of credibility is the consequence of the election itself.
President Goodluck Jonathan, retired General Muhammadu Buhari, and the presidential candidates and leaders of other political parties signed a peace accord on Wednesday, 14th January, to stem intensifying tension and concerns of violence ahead of the February elections. However, it's one thing to sign a peace pact, but it's a great challenge to check various supporters to ensure that they do not breach this pact and cause violence during and after the elections. Linda Akibe, Channels Television News.
Now, one group of Nigerians who are taken advantage of during elections are the youths. But now they're waking up to the reality of their influence and are saying no to violence. In Nasarawa State, they held a session where they all resolved to shun political violence. Our correspondent Adeshewa Josh reports.
Their voices rise in unison as they sing the popular mantra. These youths have been drawn from various parts of Nasarawa State, and they are gathered for a town hall meeting organized by the Non-Violent Election Campaign Group. The group, headed by the Special Assistant to the President on Youth Matters, Judy Magwe, has been moving across the country and engaging the youth on the need to shun election violence. Mr. Imagwe advised them to desist from opportunistic politicians or anyone at all who wants to use them to destabilize the country.
Nigeria belongs to every one of us, and therefore we should not allow anybody, any age bracket, use us as agents of electoral tools, use us as agents of political destabilization, use us as agents of disunity, and above it all, use us as agents of separation and neglection.
The non-violent election campaign train then moved to the Nasarawa State PDP Secretariat, where the inauguration of its governorship campaign team was held. And party leaders pledged peaceful conduct during the February general elections.
The reason why I'm in this campaign is the security and peace of Nasarawa State. If the president and the key contestants have endorsed peace, it means the strength of our campaign has already been anchored.
With this campaign of non-violence being taken seriously and the accord signed by the President, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, and the APC presidential candidate, General Muhammadu Buhari, coupled with the presence of the military, perhaps there's reason to believe that the 2015 general elections may be conducted in an atmosphere of peace.
Objectives of this meeting,
Adeshewa Josh, Channels Television News.
And staying with politics, the president says he'd make employment and empowerment of Nigerian youths and women a priority if re-elected. According to President Goodluck Jonathan, Nigerian women and youths have a lot to offer in the development of the country and therefore should not be neglected. The president was speaking to a crowd of supporters during the People's Democratic Party presidential rally in Umuahia Township Stadium, Abia State. The event also witnessed the handover of the PDP flag by the party's national chairman, Adamu Muazu, to the governorship candidate in the state, Dr. Okezie Ikpeazu.
we are not just going to play local, we are not going to give women just local positions. Most Nigerian women on their own according to national limelight. It's our duty to push our women to the international level. And we are working very, very hard. And I say that whenever I open a international magazine that discusses women in the world, I want Nigerian women to be there. Very, very responsible positions. One of them is here, the coordinating minister of the economy and the honorable minister of finance. Your own very daughter, who work with us, and not to mention, our economy was not the biggest before we came on board. But because he's very hard working, and that's why I also believe in women, and he worked with us, now our economy is the biggest in Africa.
And in Akwa Ibom State, the governorship campaign was taken to another level as the incumbent governor, Godswill Akpabio, not only presented the PDP governorship candidate, Emmanuel Udom, to the people, but also reaffirmed his support for his candidacy. Our correspondent, Loretta Chogo, reports.
The turnout may be a strong statement for the PDP in Akwa Ibom State if it is translated in votes. But the candidates would have to prove their mettle to this large crowd in their quest for their votes. Governor Godswill Akpabio takes the mic, declaring that since 1999, the PDP government in Akwa Ibom State has performed beyond imagination. A record he says he'll uphold even as a senator, which is the next step in his political career.
We have been able to perform to a level where our people cannot use to pay and put the water in their teeth. We can no longer produce a set of children that will be illiterate. Because if they are illiterate, they will be susceptible to recruitment into different criminal vices in Nigeria. That is why we send our children to school. That is why we have 1.9 million children at the basic education level. That is why we open education to all Nigerian children who are consumed to be in God's state and go to school state. That they should go to school free. Because we believe that with education, we can fight the crisis in the society.
Then comes the presentation of the party's flags to all the candidates vying for positions in the State House of Assembly, the House of Representatives, and the Senate.
Senatorial candidate for Ignorant Senatorial District. Thank you, sir.
Finally, the flag bearer for the governorship seat, Emmanuel Udom, is presented. He says he's concerned about human and infrastructural development, with much focus on sports, entertainment, and entrepreneurship.
That flag you're seeing there is a symbol of hope. The flag you're seeing is the symbol of unity. The flag you're seeing is a bridge to the next level is a bridge to employment, is a bridge to renaissance and all other infrastructural, renaissance that will be building on the already established and already laid foundation. Today, time may not permit, but I've made it possible, as many copies as practicable, that a lot of people here have the manifesto of what, from May 29, 2015, what the next level of Akwa Ibom will think. In the name of God the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
The release of the balloon signals the flag-off of campaigns in the state, tagged Divine Mandate 2015.
PDP!
Loretta Chiogo, Channels Television News.
In part two, after the break, the military condemns CNN for allegedly engaging in smear campaign against the Nigerian army. That's in a moment. We'll join us again.